And it's going to get warmer, but in the meantime, we're just enjoying it so much. And today is Wednesday. I kept thinking it was Thursday, but it's Wednesday. And we have a special show today. I am a member of Mari Smith Superstars. And so as soon as we do the stats, we are going to talk about the ultimate Facebook success formula. And I hope everybody is going to, if you don't have time to watch it, and it's about a half hour, come back and watch it later today so that you don't miss all this information, which I'm sure you're not going to hear anywhere else. First of all, let us talk about what's going on in our market. Let me hide all these guys, and here we go. Wrong over here. There we go. So we have 20 days of inventory, give or take. Until we have a full week of stats, sometimes it's hard because we had 2 days out of the 6 days that were weekends, so we didn't record closings. However, taking that into consideration, 95 sales a day. If you take that out of consideration, it's about 130 sales a day. So somewhere in between there, we will settle. I like the 130 mark. I think probably we're going to end up there this month because it's April and people are buying homes and listing homes. We have 514 homes on the market that are 465,000 and under. We just listed 27 yesterday of that price range. And we have a total of 2,669 homes, of which 1,960 are single family homes. And we listed 95 homes yesterday, closed 88. So our numbers came up a little bit. That's good. We have sold 46 homes and closed them to investors. Most of that is cash. In our class on Monday, we had some people thought, oh, there's going to be a crash. Well, I don't think there's going to be a crash because we keep putting more and more money, cash money, into our marketplace. And when you do that, you're not, the foreclosures are not going to hurt those people. I mean, it's not going to go down to zero. If there is anything, it's going to happen. It will be a small correction. I don't even think it's going to be 5%, but we shall see. In the stock market, they predict there's always a correction of like 10% here and there. And then that bear market turns into a bull market. So who knows, if the price goes down, more people might come into the market and then the race begins all over again. I love real estate. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait, because it always changes, but over time it always increases in value. And we showed you that yesterday. This is really a great, come on. There we go. We showed you this yesterday. And I mean, let me put it over here. If you bought a home in January, you've median price, you have increased your value by 30,000 equity. And if you bought a home last April, 100,000. In 2020, 120,000. Look, if you bought a home 3 years ago, your home has increased in value 152,000. And this is how you can use these numbers to convince people to buy real estate, and especially investors. If you call people who already have investment properties, this is a great, find out what their value, what it was when they bought it, let them know how much it's worth now. And to them, it's a business decision. Okay, let me sell this one and I'll buy 2 of these, and I might mortgage 1 or 2 of them, or maybe I'll buy 2 condos because the rents are like out of the world. You can get 8 to 10% return if you buy it right. Anyway, exciting market that we're in. And it's also exciting to be in real estate. I've been in real estate 35 years, and I'm telling you, every day you wake up unemployed, and every day it's a new day. And every day you get new challenges, and it keeps you alive, and it keeps you helping people. And like we taught in class the other day, your state of mind has to be joyful and grateful, not fearful. You have to be just happy that you can share information with people, that you can answer their questions. You can do this on social media with videos and stay relevant, and so many things that you can do. So I am never short of excitement here in my lifetime. 3 quarter centuries, right? 75 years old. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's get on with the show today. Here's Zuckerberg, right? And what we are seeing with Zuckerberg is video, stories, and reels. Video, stories, and reels. And we're going to talk a little bit today about what are your biggest challenges on social media. And then we're going to see in Mari's video that she's going to narrate for us what exactly is happening and what are the trends. TikTok is really getting a lot of engagement, but the people that are interviewed, not necessarily are they getting a lot of sales. It's just something, it's entertaining. And yes, there's a couple people, we talked about it. You know, Glenda Baker is one that is, she's getting business off of it. And then of course she cross platforms it. She puts it across many platforms. So that might have something to do with it. And so, yes, I mean, think about it. There's only so much time that people can spend watching social media. We have to work, we have to eat, we have to sleep, we have to entertain ourselves and entertain our family. And so engagement is declining, and it's declining, I think, a little bit because a lot of people are watching TikTok. And if people are watching TikTok, then they're not watching Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. Well, LinkedIn, let's put that aside because that's a different platform. So that's why Zuckerberg is pushing the videos and the reels and the stories and videos, because we need to engage people. And now, you know, you can do a short form is good. Long form is good. So if you are giving people advice about something that they're probably searching for, you're going to get engagement, and they might watch the whole video because they want to learn something. That's why YouTube's so successful. So anyway, there's a lot of things going on in the Zuckerberg world, and we are going to watch it today. So let me quit jammering here and let's watch this. This is like a really cool, and again, you can't, unless you're a member of her social VIPs, you won't see this anywhere else. So put myself down here and let's get started. Okay, I'm going to solo her so you can hear me. And here she is.
Thank you. OMG. Oh, awesome. We're here, IRL. How the heck did we manage that? You know, and I love that this is tiny wee thing in the front is our camera. Hello, on-stream peeps, live stream peeps. So cool. All right, that makes it easier. I thought I was going to have to the back of the video. All right, so, goodness gracious. What a trip, eh? Let's just dive right into what I got for you. First off, I put my bio up there in bullets when you have them in the slides. I'm going to start with a question. Let me ask you guys.
All right, so
I'd like to know.
Let's just dive right into what I got for you. First off, I put my bio up there in bullets when you have them in the slides.
Over the last 5 years,
I'm going to start with a question.
the social media marketing, especially Facebook, has gotten infinitely more complicated. Most of you, I see a few hands not raised. Well, okay, we're going to come and talk to you on the break. How have you figured it out? Dang it. Hiya. So, honest to God, I am now, as Jimmy mentioned, my 15th year as being a Facebook marketing expert. Got involved with the company in 2007. Well, not involved, I mean, I set my account up in 2007. And there's no question that the last 5 years, social media has become so much more complicated. It literally is crazy making. And friends, I'm beginning to think, have we been sold a bill of goods from these dang big social platforms? I hear some laughter. It's like, yeah, crud, those monkeys. So, you've never heard me speak before, by the way. I'm Canadian, Scottish, and San Diegan. So, Scandifornian, something like that. This is what Facebook's done to us. We are just bombarded with this river of freaking non-stop content every second of every day, and we just, I literally feel like that girl. This is me checking my newsfeed in the morning. It's just overwhelming, and how in the heck do we keep up with it all? So, but then, you know that saying, if a tree falls in the forest and there's nobody there to hear it, does it really make a sound? That's what it feels like with our content. We're putting it out there. Is anybody really hearing it? Uh-oh. Shit. Organic reach is still declining. 5.2%. What the heck? It's really kind of depressing. That's average, that's average. Actually, for the longest time, I've been saying 1 to 6%, but it's about 5.2%. Now, here's a great survey from our friends here at Hootsuite, and they're one of the sponsors. Social Trends Report 2022, very new survey, newish. They surveyed over 14,000 marketers and asked them, what are your biggest challenges on social media? Number one, consistently producing creative social content. Biggest challenge. Number two, look at that, decline of organic reach and the need to increase your paid advertising budgets on social. So basically paid to play. I'm hearing an echo. Am I coming back to myself? Hello, hello. I guess it sounds okay. Does it sound okay? All right. It's just me. It must be an echo up here just. Okay. Well, I always wanted to clone myself. So what do? We just beg and we plead, please follow me. Right? I love Antonio Banderas. Please follow me. We put cat videos up. We're like, oh, please like my stuff. Please view my videos. What if I put a cute kid with a chicken video, right? And I love this little meme because it reminds me of myself. I did grow up in a tiny little community in BC, Canada, a little Quaker community. And we basically, my nearest neighbors were goats. We had about 12 chickens, not that many. But anyway, we're like trying every trick in the book to get people to follow us, like us, view our videos nonstop. I got some more bad news. Not only is organic reach going down, engagement is going down. This is kind of like, wait a minute, there's some good news coming though. There's a great survey recently by Social Insiders. Facebook and Instagram engagement rate declined between 2020 and 2021. Look at this crappy number. Sorry, I guess I'm feeling a sweary mood today. You'll never catch me doing the F-bomb. That's about as sweary as I get. So Instagram is a mere 0.83%. Facebook, 0.13% engagement rate. Compare that, my friends, to the giant gold bar on the graph there. TikTok's engagement rate on average in 2020 to 2021 increased by over 14%. They are a whopping 6% engagement rate compared to Facebook's crappy 0.83. Now, another quick poll, friends. How many of you here, by show of hands, are actively using TikTok for your business? Like you're actually getting business from it. That's what I thought. All 6 of you. Oopsie. No, I love it. Listen, again, we want to talk to you guys after the break. I am not anti-TikTok. I just know it's not for me. I deleted my account, I removed the app about a few years ago and never did use it. And it's no big deal. You got to go where your tribe is and you got to go with what works for you. You don't have to be everywhere. So if you're using TikTok and you're getting business, that's awesome. Because sometimes I do a quick poll and I'll be like, how many of you are active on TikTok? And people are like, define active. I consume like 2 hours of content every day, but I never actually post anything. It's addictive, right? So anyway, I don't do TikTok. So we're all at the whims of Mr. Zuckerberg here. Zuck basically says jump, and we all say, exactly, right? How high, you know it. So remember when stories came out? Stories, come on. Oh no, first it was video, jump. Okay, come on everybody, stories, jump. Oh my God, come on everybody, reels, jump. I don't jump too high in these heels on this stage, but you get the picture. Reels, it's like, come on everybody, reels, they're sticking now, yeah, on Instagram, but now Facebook's all about the reels. It is enough to drive us crazy. Of course, you know that Zuckerberg's a professional fencer. That's him with his big sword there. That's just been his MO from the beginning. Just copy, right? Stories were from Snapchat. He's named YouTube and TikTok outright in many of the earnings calls as being their biggest competitor. And so that's just how he rolls. I don't know about you, friends, but I honestly wish that Facebook were a much more innovative company and not such copycats, right? Creatively innovative. They could. They have the power, they have the brain power and the resources. So if they were a much more innovative platform and they weren't so censored and they respected the data privacy and they dramatically improved their customer service, All of those things would go a long way to helping us be more in love with Facebook. It is frustrating. It's enough to just make us feel like every single day, I don't know about you, as we said, it's more complicated. Some days you feel like you're in the middle of a giant pinball machine like this Kirby character. That says, ooh, ah, ooh. This is us on Facebook every day trying to figure out, hey, what's working today? Yep, I know. It's enough to make you just be so frustrated. Is it really worth it? You want to throw the towel in, you give up. There's fake news, there's dissension, there's censorship. You just don't even know what to paste, to post, like what's working today on Facebook. It's enough to make you tear your hair out. However, we have to use Facebook. I mean, you don't have to. No doubt if you're in this room, you are using Facebook. The thing is, there's no question, Facebook is absolutely still the world's #1 most used social platform, and Meta owns 3 out of the top 5. Interestingly enough, this We Are Social and Hootsuite survey they did a year ago, Messenger was in the top 5. Messenger's come down a bit only because TikTok is gaining. TikTok's coming for Zuck's lunch. Anyway, sidebar. I know Mike mentioned it this morning about the massive drop in value when Facebook lost a quarter of their value. Part of that was because for the first time in 18 years, Facebook lost users in Q4 2021. They lost users. Now, what you probably didn't see in the headlines is those 500,000 users that Facebook lost were DAUs, daily active users. So 500,000 of us are logging on a little bit less. But they still gained 20 million MAUs, monthly active users. So yep, they lost for the first time ever. Also, by the way, those 500,000 were in Africa, Latin America, and India. And literally, quote unquote, and from the media, news media saying, indicating that as Facebook's reached a global saturation point. But still, 3 billion active users combined with the whole family of apps. We still have to use them. Same Hootsuite social trends here. What platforms do you consider the most effective for reaching your business goals? Top 2, of course, Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, TikTok's there. It's number 6. I'll bet you, we do this survey 1 year from now. I'll bet you TikTok's a little bit higher, possibly. Like I say, I'm not anti-TikTok. I just don't use it. But anyway, Facebook and Instagram, we've got to still use them. Now, everybody take a deep breath with me. We are all witnessing right now a sea change. There's an absolute sea change. And I know, almost call him Zuckerberg, sorry, Mike. Mike said this morning in his opening keynote, there is a change. I think that his vision or his view or his perspective of the change is a little bit different than mine. The sea change that's happening across the entire social media industry is that social media is quietly shifting. You will not hear a lot of social media experts talk about this. I'm here to tell you today, friends, that social media is quietly shifting away from the constant push for more followers, more reach, more engagement, and all the public-facing vanity metrics. And we are instead moving towards focusing on metrics that matter, quietly building genuine contacts, building community, right relationships, making sales and growing businesses with communities that love us and love to buy from us. And the heck with the public-facing metrics. So there. Yeah, they're still important. You'll see in a minute. We still need to have those metrics. So the 2 sets of metrics. I'm probably, you're a social media group. You already know this. Most of you do. But maybe you have an agency and you work for so you have some clients. It's really important to drill home. We need to separate out our metrics. The first set, I don't personally like to call them vanity metrics because we do need them. We need these first set of metrics. It's not all vanity. And that's all your size of your audience, fans, followers, reach, impressions, and then all the engagement. Video views, reactions, comments, shares, clicks, saves, you name it. All the engagement. We need that. But they're all precursors to the real metrics, the business metrics. And that's just 3 business metrics: traffic, leads, and sales. They need to demonstrably move the needle to grow your business. Now, Yeah, proxy metrics are important, but don't stop there and get all hung up on that and go, oh my God, if I could only get more reach. Okay, Facebook, here, I'll press the boost button. It's like a Las Vegas slot machine. Okay, here's some more money, press the boost button, let's hope that further. It's like you've got to take control of your own strategy of marketing on Facebook. And yes, I am going to talk a little bit about paid. I know this is supposed to be in the organic track, but I definitely do a little bit of paid. And as I've said for a little while, that I have this saying, even though I'm like the queen of engagement, engagement doesn't pay the bills. You gotta have those business metrics, right? So to just anchor that point, whether you're doing organic or paid, you ultimately need to be measuring all the way to the bottom line, right? Traffic, leads, and sales. We all know that. Now, no matter what Zuckerberg is doing, whatever his game of du jour is, whatever his pivoting to now, like Wayne Gretzky, the hockey player, and he's like getting out there on the rink and putting the puck where he wants it, whatever he's doing, we can have a simple, 'tis a gift to be simple, a simple, straightforward strategy that works for you no matter what changes are happening on the social landscape. And that's these three parts: content plus community plus conversion equals results. You rinse and you repeat. Can't get more simple than that. Now you pick which platforms you want to be on. This is going to work across the board. Now, I used to, for the longest time, I would have engagement. I used to say content, engagement, and conversion. But we saw earlier that those engagement numbers are tanking. Reach is tanking, it's still going down. Engagement is really kind of dismal. But it's about community. I'm going to talk quite a bit more about that. We're going to dive into each of these three. And not forgetting ever conversion. Part of when I'm doing either my Facebook Lives or I'm teaching my Facebook courses, I will put people in the hot seat and I'll pull up their Facebook page, and invariably I'll look at some of your posts and I'll just see, it's like, oh my gosh, you got some decent social content here, but you're missing calls to actions. You're not putting your call to actions in. You're not asking for the sale. You're not asking for the lead. And it's like, somehow we've gotten this idea, okay, we'll just do some social, check a box there, I've done my social. But it needs to ultimately, all your efforts need to translate to business results. So let's talk about these three components. Content. Cool news, good news is organic reach is absolutely still possible. There's no question. This, one of my posts not that long back, got 205% reach. And invariably, my posts get anywhere from 20 to over 200% organic reach. And a lot of my students and clients who take my different courses, same thing, anywhere from 20 to over 200. What did I tell you earlier? That organic reach was average. Who can remember? What's the average organic reach? 5.2%, correct. 5.2. So if you get over 5.2, you're doing much better already, right? So I have this course called Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass. It's FBOMM, and I like to call it F-bomb. So we've had about 800 people go through that, and I'm going to share three of my students and coming up in the coming slides here. So the top, there's 5 of them, 5 top performing organic content, and it will surprise you. Before I put this next bullet up, I'm just going to ask you, shout it out if you know it. What do you think is the top performing organic content type? Who can guess? Video? People? Cats. Text? Cats? What are you saying? Questions. Oh, good. These are some good responses. Good responses. It's Facebook Live. It's Facebook Live video. And I know, and you'll see in the next slide in a minute, where people are still resisting live, but Facebook Live is the top performing organic content, followed by image posts. And you can still put caption, you can put writing in there, you can put links and calls to actions, but a straight image post. Then native video, uploaded natively, right? Not YouTube links. The algorithms know that YouTube's the enemy. So we don't do YouTube unless you can. There's people do well with YouTube sometimes on Facebook. Now then, I've put greater than 5 minutes. You'll even see when you upload a video on Creator Studio, it always asks you, is this 3 minutes or more? They want you to do 3 minutes or more. 3 to 5 minutes or more. Long form video. Do you know long form is 3 minutes or more? So it's all about the video, absolutely, and then link posts and then status update. So that's either going to be plain text or the colored background ones. Now this is from a report by Social Bakers. They're now owned by Amplify. And Amplify also has this wonderful chart. Live video drives 3 times more interactions than any other type of Facebook post. What's really interesting with this chart here, you can see the dark blue line is 2020, and then the light blue turquoise line or bar is 2021. So there's no question, as we saw earlier in the Social Insiders report, that engagement, interactions are going down, but we can see the runaway winner is live video. But, friends, and yet, live video is still going largely untapped. Why is that? I believe it's because of a number of reasons. People don't like themselves on camera, or there's somebody in their company who doesn't want to take the lead and do the live video, or they're afraid of the technology. Holy crap, if something goes wonky-donk and you're like live, it's really scary. Public speaking is one of the top fears. Live streaming video is right there as a close cousin. Or it could be, a lot of students that I talk to, or folks, business owners, that they've tried the live video. They gave it a good shot, maybe did 2 or 3, and it just didn't work. But you've got to be consistent and really train the algorithm and show the algorithm who's boss. And do your lives, if you can, work up to once a week is ideal. Once, even every other week is fine, just doing consistent lives. There's 4 types of video content. We just talked a lot about live. Then you've got your feed videos. This is both Facebook and Instagram. So you're doing feed videos, 3 to 5 minutes, reels for sure on both platforms, and we still have to be doing stories because they vanish, right? Now this chart here is a wonderful infographic. I don't expect you to read it. I do have the link in your slides of where you can find it. But what I want to draw your attention to from whatever vantage point you're looking at is that donut graph is half of it is green. It's 49%, may as well call it half. All mobile traffic worldwide, half of it is watching video, streaming video. And that's why we're seeing this big surge with like TikTok and the Reels, and then TikTok just bumped up from 3 minutes to 10 minutes, right? So before long, Zuckerberg, the great copycatter, we're going to have 10-minute Reels at some point. We'll see, right? Because it is, Mike mentioned this morning in his keynote, it's about entertaining, educating, having this content that's super easy to consume. I understand they even call it like mobisodes, like mobile episodes in some more, especially developing countries, where all they have is their mobile devices. So what I want you to do is post quality over quantity. Go deeper in your individual posts. Lots of great ideas for what you can post no matter what industry. Even if you're in the most boringest industry, there's still plenty of things that you can post and get and humanize and personalize into your content. Behind the scenes, you name it. Classes, how-tos, especially on your lives. And then focusing on formats that work. Videos, live streaming, images, stories, and reels. And not wasting your time on formats that don't work, like link posts. You can still do some link posts. But, for example, if I was to come to your Facebook page and I look and I see that 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 of your posts are link posts, and you're like, oh, Mari, I just can hardly get organic reach. I'm like, well, you're posting one of the formats that just doesn't get as much reach. So you can still put links in your videos and your image posts, but don't just do all links. And include hashtags. Don't let anybody out there tell you to not do hashtags, or that, hashtags don't work on Facebook. 2 years now. If you go to my marismith.com blog, I wrote up a whole article on hashtags showing you, yes, Facebook wants you to put hashtags in your post. Just like Instagram, even when you're posting in Creator Studio, it will show you how many of each post in the subject. It will give you suggested hashtags to put in your posts. Now, for sure, want to still be doing stories. I think stories is a wonderful way to get that top of feed, top of mind awareness. I recommend having 1 to 3 active stories in any given 24-hour period. I don't always have them in there. You can give the algorithm time to kind of reset and then bump back up to the top of the feed. And as you probably know, when you do a live, especially a live with, it's always featured at the top. What I like about stories is it is informal, it's intimate, it's quick and easy, and we just pop it up there, and of course we have to keep doing it because it's vanishing. I don't know about you all, but when stories first came out, I just thought, what a dumb idea. What marketer is going to create content that just disappears? And I'm like, oh well, here we all are. Well, see what I mean? Jump. Okay, how high? Anyway, and Reels, I know many of you are doing Reels perhaps you're doing on Instagram and it's automatically cross-posting. For some reason, they're only 30 seconds so far on Facebook and they're 60 on Instagram. As I mentioned, before long, I'll bet you we're going to see that increase up. Zuckerberg said this just the other week, that Reels is now Meta's fastest growing content format by far. Why do you think that is? They're paying people. That's a part of it. 35 grand a pop, right? 35 grand if you get up to 50 million views in a month. I know our friend Molly Mahoney in her bath bomb video, if you all saw that. What a hoot. Isn't that amazing? You get money for just posting pictures of your bath. That was just real random. But yeah, they're paying people. But another big reason is because pedal to the metal. They're just flooring it with the reach. And by the way, you'll know what counts as a video view on Facebook and Instagram. Does anybody know how many seconds? 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Who can tell me what unit of time a play is on a reel? Do you know? It's 1 millisecond. So when you see those reels with 10 million views, plays, they're not the same. They're not the same as a 3-second view. They're 1 millisecond. They basically copied TikTok. It's the minute it's on your screen, boom, it counts. Crazy. Well, that's good if you're getting paid for it. Anyway, when you're making your video, I want you to think like a screenwriter, like being like George Lucas. You're putting your personal, humanized, having people in the videos, you're relating, you're storytelling, having a story arc if you can, inviting people into your, not like you still have to have a private life, but you can have a personal life that you're comfortable sharing online. So think more like a screenwriter and not a buy my stuff copywriter like this Danny DeVito character. So, because a lot of people still doing that, right? So we want to just be more relatable. Now, oh, by the way, shout out for InVideo. They are a sponsor here. You can visit their booth. It's a really cool online video editor that you can easily repurpose and batch create, and you can easily make reels with it. I'm actually going to be doing a Facebook Live on my page on Thursday, St. Patrick's Day. Maybe I'll dress in green. But you can try them out, and I do have a special there for you, 30% off. Full disclosure, I am a brand ambassador for InVideo. And like I say, they're a sponsor here too, so you can go and chat with the team. Awesome, awesome video editor. So good. Access to literally millions and millions of stock assets. Let's talk about the second component of this formula, content, community, and conversion. I wish the stage wouldn't creak when I stand on it right there. It's kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies. Let's stand over here. So, community. We want to be focusing on building community, and that is community, a loyal tribe of people who they know, like, and trust each other as well as you. They're bonded. They are loyal, and they love you, and they love to buy from you, versus this constant pushing of engagement. Please like my stuff. Please comment. Please share. A lot of that now is engagement bait anyway. And you know how the algorithms are listening to us as we're streaming our lives. So if we're constantly in our lives saying, please share, please comment, then sometimes you can get lower reach. Or dinged even, like, if you can't say the trigger words. So one of the big places on Facebook that's unquestionably really powerful for building a strong community is Facebook groups. Perfect for your top of funnel, and you can ask questions where people are coming in. You can definitely collect emails. Maybe some of you are doing this already. I love this strategy. And you can try, there's a third-party tool called Group Funnels. Connect it up to Zapier and your email system. I've put a link in there for you. By the way, back up for 1 second. Don't you think that Facebook, because they invented this feature in groups where they ask questions, if you don't either manually copy it or screenshot it, then it just disappears. So you've got to use a system like this. But I have heard that Facebook is working eventually, someday they'll roll out the ability for us to actually capture the answers to our questions, thank goodness. You want to really cultivate a strong culture in the group and encourage experts. They have this feature called Group Experts that you can assign. Encourage sharing, encourage peer support. Now, my most powerful group is called Social Scoop. Many of you are in it already. We have almost 20,000 members, a really powerful, supportive community. And I've popped my 3 questions that I ask when folks come in. You want to just gauge, if you can, where they're at with their struggles, and then get a sense and collecting some really valuable data that you can use for informing your content. And then just give them the option to put their email in. You can't enforce it. Some group members, some group owners try to do that. So that's the way you do the groups. And it's super powerful, great, probably the best place on Facebook to build a community. But what if some of your audience, well, wait a minute, one second, there's a little shout out for my group. Come on and join us if you're not there already. Mari Smith Social Scoop. The URL is, thank you. My goodness, our fans are here, thank you. You're the best. Mari Smith Leaders is the URL. The thing is, oh wait, I was ahead of myself. I'm going to give you an alternative in a minute. Some page engagement tips, because we still want to do our best to try to get some engagement, because it does help the algorithms and get a little more reach. Yes, someone mentioned earlier about the post types, asking questions. Questions are great. I wouldn't do 100% questions, but definitely include some questions. Color backgrounds. Now then, it was me that gave Mike this tip. No. I don't know. I love color backgrounds, and I will pepper them in there. I don't like doing them like non-stop. I think it can bug the audience after a while, but it's a really powerful way to get some organic reach. You want to encourage direct message. Direct message, you get people in the DM box, it's really, really powerful. It's as good as having their cell number and like texting directly with them. And making sure that you respond promptly. Speed can absolutely be money in the bank. There's money in your DM box. There's money in your email inbox. And so we're all like out there trying to get new business, but if you're cultivating the relationships with your existing clients and building that connection, it can really make all the difference to your bottom line. You could use a chatbot. There's third-party tools out there, but you know what? Facebook's native chatbot tool, they've actually done a great job over the years of improving that. So you can take a look at that and put the little chat widget on your website. You know, you can put it right there, and people see their little face, and they can chat with you either as themselves or they can be a guest. So I love that. Now, I was mentioning about possible alternative platforms. What happens if a portion of your audience has just said, you know what, I'm not into Facebook anymore. It's not my jam. I'm so tired of it. I'm not going to use Facebook. But you like really want them to be a part of your community. Well, as a possible solution, you might consider building a community not on Facebook, on a non-Zuckerberg-owned platform. 2022 will be the year of community migration. Who said that? Gina Bianchini, the founder of Mighty Networks. I love Mighty Networks. I've been using it as a student for the last year and a bit. She's a co-founder of Ning. Before that, some of you might remember Ning. And sidebar, for the last 14 months or so, I've been deeply immersed in studying what's called the human design system. I absolutely love the human design system. It's a beautiful synthesis of astrology, the Chinese I Ching, and quantum physics. It's a powerful tool to help you to really make better decisions and align with what's true for you, your own inner authority. And my teacher, Lavina, migrated her Facebook community onto Mighty Networks. And I've been using Mighty Networks as a student, as a user, for the last year and a bit. I just love it. It's kind of like what Facebook would be if we paid them to not have all the noise and the, and all the crap. It's like a peaceful oasis. So anyways, you can check it out. I popped a little link in there. You can try Mighty Networks. There's a big, big surge in demand. It's not just a community, by the way. It's an online community that you can also have courses on there. You can have memberships. It could be free or paid. You can make private or public. It's really powerful. I just really love it. So check out Mighty Networks as an alternative, or it can be both and. I'll share at the end of my talk. I've got a Mighty Networks opportunity or invitation where I'm building a new community. But I also have my social scoop on Facebook, and that'll be staying there where it is. So it's all relationship marketing. There's no question. Whether you're B2B, P2C, B2C, it's all people to people. People to people. What attract our loyal tribe. You know that saying, your vibe attracts your tribe. Soft skills have never been more important than now. Out of the last 2 horrendous years, and it's, we're not quite out of the woods, but in terms of being able to express empathy, deep listening, compassion, and understanding for our audience members really goes a long way to build a solid community. I love this quote by life coach Martha Beck. The world truly needs emotionally intelligent leaders more than anything right now. She said that clear back in 2010, and I think it's never been more relevant now as well. I've also had this saying, content is king, but engagement is queen, and she rules the house. Well, I think I'm going to have to rethink that. I might actually swap that out and say content is king, but community is queen, and she rules the house, right? So let's close up here in our remaining few minutes. Was that, oh yeah, I can see the time, we're good. Conversion. Everybody knows you got to add value, right? You're publishing all your wonderful value-adding types of posts, whether it's educational, entertaining, humorous, you name it. Give, ask was going to be the original title of our longtime friend Gary Vee, that came out a long time ago now. But the concept is that when you have given enough value, it's completely acceptable and normal. In fact, your audience is even like waiting for you to make offers, to give them invitations, to put calls to actions in there. And then some of the conversions tips is you always want to be strategic, thinking through how is this going to convert through to the bottom line, thinking like a relationship marketer, adding calls to actions naturally to 80% or so of your posts. Lots of great examples. DM me, join our group, click here, claim this offer. Lots of great ways you can just pop it right in there, ideally above the fold. If you're like me and you write longer posts, you put that above the fold if you can. And it's totally fine to include your links, of course it is. Now, follow-up. We've all heard the fortunes in the follow-up. You all know that, fortunes in the follow-up. Every single business of any size on the planet should, ought to, must be collecting email addresses. You do not own your audience on any social platform. Facebook is rented land, they're all rented land. You do own your list. And possibly phone numbers. Community.com is a really powerful platform. I know a lot of folks like to use it to keep in touch with their community through text messaging. I don't use it myself, but one day I might, we'll see. And so then, of course, you're going to deploy email nurture sequences. You might have a weekly newsletter. It's become very, very popular now with the surge of Substack and Twitter's review, even paid newsletters. I know Mike mentioned that this morning. So this is great. You own the audience and you can monetize it. And you don't even have to think about Facebook if you don't want to. Making sure your email list is always scrubbed, which just means you're taking out the bounces and the unengaged, and you're also segmenting it really deeply. So you can use those segmented portions of your list as Facebook custom audiences. Speaking of which is a little bit more advanced, and here's the part where I said I'm going to talk about paid, because you can't just do organic on Facebook. So my Amplify method. What you do is you identify your top video post, ideally a video post. Maybe you've gone live, or it's a 3 to 5 minute video. My friend Larry Kim calls them unicorns. So your unicorn posts are the ones that perform maybe 10x better than some of your other posts. Then what you do is you boost it. The goal is to amplify the reach, get a little bit more video views, not using the boost button, using Ads Manager. It's going to give you a little bit more oomph. Then from there, you've expanded that out. Now you're going to create custom audiences based on those views, a 3 second, right on up to 90% views or watched of your video. You're going to retarget and expand that with lookalike audiences. Now this strategy right here, I've really, really simplified it, but this can help you mitigate some of the damage that Apple's iOS ad tracking transparency has created for us, the pixel and the cookies, the cookies crumbling. We've got to be focused a little bit more on our own first-party data, but you can absolutely be taking advantage of the content, the engagement and the data and that is available to us on Facebook and Instagram to retarget and build the audiences that way. So before we wrap up here, I'm going to just give you 3 quick examples from my own clients. So this is my F-bomb course I mentioned. I did season 1 last August. We just finished season 2. I'll be doing season 3 and a little bit later this year. You can find out more about it. mariasmith.com/F-bomb, F-B-O-M-M. So first of all, meet Linda. Linda and her family are the founders of a wonderful organization called Heartfelt Creations. They're the makers of art materials for cards and scrapbooking, family-owned since '97, based in Indiana. And they have 30 employees and do about $6 million a year. Wonderful company, really fun. Now, how they use their Facebook page is really very, very engaging. They have a wonderful community. So they got their Facebook page about 250,000 fans. They do live regularly. They put the call to action and the URL above the more button, see more. They put a tiny bit of budget so they get that call to action and link. They'll do obviously product posts, beautiful product posts. And then there's a colored background. This one has almost 800 comments. Another one here, about 200 comments. Just throw those in, mix it up, very much on brand. A few meme posts. That one in the corner has almost 600 shares. And then they also put a few ads. They have a very, very modest ad budget to just drive traffic to some very specific offers. Then we have Stephanie. Stephanie Thomas. She is the founder of what's called the B&B School. She provides business training for accommodation providers. I love her story. It's out of England. In 2005, her and her husband Neil, they bought a really run-down bed and breakfast and turned it into an award-winning establishment with 92% occupancy rate and no OTAs, which is online travel agencies, so like Airbnb and Booking.com, because they take a lot of fees, right? And then they sold it after 2 years, and she took all that knowledge and poured it into this business. She has a deep understanding of her avatar. She only uses Facebook. Has a Facebook page, no other platform. She knows her audience well. She does some organic, a little organic, and some laser-targeted ad campaigns during her program launches. She's intimately familiar with her cost of customer acquisition, her customer lifetime value, and her return on ad spend. She's really, really smart, a smart marketer. And she just has a basic presence. And this is what I'm talking about. If you looked at her post, you think, oh, gee, she doesn't get much engagement. She mustn't be doing that well. I want us to knock that off, because we don't know what people are doing behind the scenes and how well they might be doing with their business. So one more example is Glory. Glory St. Germain out of Canada. She is a wonderful music educator and has written 50 workbooks with this ultimate music theory. And she uses everything that Facebook has for her, the shop, the events, the videos, the lives, the groups, the offers, and she does the lives, the calls to actions. She has the shop, so she'll tag her products in the shop, and those do well. And she does do a little bit of ads, driving to a free 90-minute webinar where she sells her $2,000 program and does really, really well with her sales there. So let's summarize real quick before we wrap. You want to deploy what I call my 3-part evergreen formula: content, community, conversion. Increase your organic reach with video, different types of video, short form, long form, live, the works. And repurpose and cross-post is absolutely fine. Focus on building your community. That's one major takeaway, not just engagement. Replace engagement with a community. Facebook group or other platform like Mighty Networks or wherever, there's others. Oh, and Agorapulse have just started a brand new community platform, and a totally separate non-Facebook. I thought that was interesting too. Always being strategic, including your calls to actions, and then measuring the right metrics, the metrics that matter, the proxy and the business. So with that, I have a very special invitation I mentioned. This is top secret. I'm only revealing it here. Don't tell anybody. No, I'm just kidding. So I mentioned about having a new Mighty Network community. It's MariSmithSuperstars.com. And there's nothing to buy. It's totally free. I'm going to be teaching about how to build your personal brand and be an absolute superstar in your industry. A whole lot of personal and professional topics, and a little bit about human design as well, which I'm very passionate about. My passion project, that's my little chart right there. If anybody's familiar with human design, I'm a sacral generator, 1-3, born in the cross of explanation. I love to explain. So with that, my friends, it's been a joy to be with you. I think we've gone right up to the time. If you have questions, I'm happy to take them afterwards. You can always hit me up in the DMs. Thanks for being here. It's a joy and a pleasure. Many blessings.
So she was incredible. I hope you enjoyed that. Just want to mention one thing. We're having a class tomorrow. Let's put this up here. Maybe put me down there. And it's the contracts class, and it's disclosures, and if you understand them. And this is a new class that Jimmy wrote and I assisted, but I always have to give him top billing. And then he says you need to know why disclosures are so important. Sure, you can hear me. And we give you a free lunch, 10 to 1, 8400 West Sahara, or it's Zoom. Either way, you can get your required credits. A lot of questions. People say, well, if I Zoom, do I still get credits? Yes, you do. And this is a great class. Even if you don't need the credits, you do need to understand why these disclosures are so important. And Jimmy, you know him. He knows how to teach. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Watch this video that Maurice